My name was Jasmine. I was an orphan adopted by the Thane family. A wolfless Omega, the weakest member of this pack. I had a crush on my foster brother Jason. While calling him to have his meal, I heard other sounds instead. Beneath him, Stephanie. The door swung open. I froze and Jason stood before me, bare-chested.
Look who we have here. The wolfless Jasmine.
What are you doing here?
I came to call you for dinner. He hated me. Maybe because I was the family's disgrace. I thought that was the worst humiliation of the night, but I forgot it was the full moon. Every unmated wolf would sense their fated mate tonight. After dinner, I followed the pack to the full moon ceremony. I thought fate would finally make it up to me. Maybe give me a wolf or a mate who truly belonged to me. But when the bond pulled me toward Jason, my heart fell apart. My mate? Is you?
How ridiculous for me to be mated to a wolfless being. I, Alpha Jason, reject you as my fated mate.
In that moment, I heard my heart shatter in front of everyone. I rushed out of the hall, with the pack's whispers and laughter behind me. That night, I left Blue Moon Pack and the man who had destroyed me. I thought I would never return. Until 3 years later, Jason and Stephanie's engagement invitation reached me. 3 years later, I stood at the entrance of Blue Moon Pack again, dragging my suitcase behind me. I told myself I no longer loved Jason. But when I saw this familiar land, the old wound still tore open in my chest.
Jay, you're finally back!
Ruby, my only friend, ran towards me just like she had 3 years ago. Tonight, you need to look good enough to make them regret everything. It's just an engagement party, not a battlefield. For you, it's both. Tonight was Jason and Stephanie's engagement party. I thought 3 years were enough to forget him. But scars didn't disappear. They only hid deeper. In the hall, everyone was blessing Jason and Stephanie. Look who came back. The wolfless girl he rejected. Congratulations. I sounded calm, but when I saw Jason standing beside her, my heart still ached. I turned away from the hall and escaped into the garden. The garden lights suddenly went out. I spun around. In the darkness, a pair of cold eyes was watching me.
Hi, baby vixen.
Who are you?
Ryder Kale. So this is your safe haven from your scandal?
You know about my rejection?
Of course. The one rejected by Jason Thane. The wolfless Jasmine Thane.
Shut up!
Rage boiled in my veins.